Service Hero Show. 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter, and yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. Today, we have the ambassador of joy, Barry Shore himself. This is going to be an extremely fun, entertaining, and hope filled show. You're going to be seeing what the man that actually started the whole smile movement globally, you're going to meet him yourself. So, hello, Barry, and welcome to today's Service Hero. You are making a difference throughout the world.
Yay, Tamara! And a beautiful, bountiful, beloved day to all you wondrous beings out there and good-looking people. Now, how can I make the statement that every single person who's tuned in and watching us is good-looking? Because what's the real definition of good-looking? Someone who's always looking for the good. And if you've tuned into this show, listening to this amazing, beautiful, bountiful, beloved being, Tamara, that means you're always looking for and finding the good.
I told you guys, this is going to be a wonderful time. Okay, I want to say hello to those that are showing up. We have Helene Wilson. Helene is actually one of our ambassadors for the Chemo Buddies for Life. And
Yay,
she
Helene.
is wonderful at saying hello to everybody that comes with us today live. And so welcome, Helene. And then I also want to say we have Rachel Johnson that's stopped by. Rachel, so glad to see you. I know that we have many or others that are coming in right now. And so as they do, please let us know. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. And we're going to just get right into it. So, you know, I have to let everybody know that it was a little over a year ago, plus wink, wink, that I actually invited this amazing man to be in LA with me, and I gave him the very, very first award that the Service Heroes show and organization, if you will, ever gave out. It was this International Service Hero Award that was given to Barry Shore for the fact that he is the founder of the Keep Smiling, the Smiles movement. You guys have seen the little smiley guy that's out there in the smile cards. Well, we're going to be talking about that today. However, I wanted to just let everybody know that, yes, this man is someone that I have admired and have been inspired by. And actually, all the buddies, as you start showing up, the Chemo Buddies for Life, you will understand that part of the reason that I always felt like we could go global and we could make a difference is because of this one man. This one man, his story is so inspiring, and he has actually made a difference throughout the world, bringing smiles and hope to so many. So again, Barry, thank you. I wanted everybody to know of that history. So let's talk.
By the way, I have to just one moment here. Tamara was reading what my blessed mother has sent down from heaven to say about me. So otherwise, I couldn't stand it. To visit. Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, he's always so much fun. You are so much fun. And you are Skip Thomas. Great to have you with us. I'm glad that you're here. So now, go mad. I know that when I was on your radio show and podcast, you were talking about go mad. And I'm thinking, okay, all right, Barry, you want me to go mad? But there's really something to it, right?
Absolutely. So let's jump right into the heart of things, because that's what Tamara's all about. She be heart. And it's so important that everybody watching this and people who be seeing this, because it's going to be broadcast throughout the world, the millions of people will be touching. We want to establish two things right away. Number one, this show is only about and because of you. Y-O-U, everybody watching, because that's really what you care about. You know, the reason you tuned in, you like Tamara, very nice. You like Barry Shore, very cool. But really what you care about is you, which is great.
Yeah.
Because when you become the best you possible, you make the world a better place, the kind of place we all want to live in. You build bridges of harmony and joy, happiness, peace, and love. So we work with three fundamentals in life. Those three fundamentals are, very simply, number one, life. Your life has purpose. And when your life has purpose, the corollary result of that is you can go mad. Now, in this case, mad is very good. As Tamara pointed out, mad, yes. Barry Shore struggle learned about going mad, which means go make a difference. Everybody makes a difference in the world when you apply it consciously, conscientiously to what the third step is, which is to uncover and reveal the secrets and the power of everyday words and terms. Let's take a simple example, Tamara. You ready?
I'm ready.
Simple
I'm ready.
example. www. Here we are on Facebook, right? www. Everybody knows. Ask anybody, what does www stand for? Invariably, people will say, well, it has to do with the internet, right? And factually speaking, they're correct. But in our world, the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, www stands for, drum roll, fanfare. What a wonderful world. www stands for what a wonderful world. Whenever you see that from now, whenever you hear that song made famous by the wonderful Satchmo, tip of the hat to Satchmo and Louis Armstrong, making that song go viral and touching hundreds of millions, not billions of people around the planet, right away you say, what a wonderful world. And what do you do when you hear that? The opening bars of that song? You smile. And SMILE is one of the greatest acronyms. Remember, uncovering the power and the secrets of everyday words and terms. SMILE is one of the greatest acronyms you could ever learn, utilize, internalize, and leverage for your own life. Because when you learn what SMILE stands for, SMILE, I think we may have that card handy. If not, I'm going to hold it up. Oh, look how that woman is so amazing, isn't she? When you learn what SMILE stands for, it will make a difference in your life, which enables you to go make a difference. Because SMILE stands for seeing miracles in life. Every day, see miracles in life. Now, let's take a look at something. Invariably, when I'm speaking with people, Tamara, whether it's 50 people or 5,000 people, and probably right even now, people are thinking out loud and saying, hey, Barry Shore, I've been up for hours, but I haven't seen any miracles. And I ask them, are you here? Can you hear? Can you see? Do you have water to drink? Do you have food to eat? Do you have a place to sleep? Do you have family? Do you have friends? Those are miraculous. And unless and until your eyes can be opened and your mind and consciousness expanded, and you know that those are miracles in life, when that happens, your life becomes better. Your life is more purposeful. You can go make a difference. A simple example. 1 million people plus did not get out of bed this morning. Around the planet, 1 million people didn't get out of bed. You got out of bed? Now, how do I know? Because 1 million people plus died. They died. You didn't die. You're here. Another 1 million people probably didn't get out of bed, especially now with the pandemic, because they're infirm. They couldn't get out of can't get out of bed. Now, your humble host, this fellow with a big smile and the bright eyes and expanded consciousness, great voice. What's a simple story? You know it, Tamara, but I got to tell her.
Right. You know, and I do want to tell the simple story. I have some images that I pulled for it too, and that is that at one time, all of a sudden, you got sick, but it was more than sick.
I mean, everybody, I'm moving my arms and I'm moving around, but watch this. Ready? I'm going to sit up from my chair. 1, 2, 3. I did it so fast you couldn't even see it. I can't get up from my chair. So what happened? Let me see. 2004. That's 15 and a half years ago. September 17, 2004. I'm standing up in the morning, just like I hope 99.99% of everybody watching, hale and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound faster than a speeding bullet. That evening, I'm in the hospital, paralyzed from my neck down. paralyzed, called a quadriplegic. Nothing on my body moved except my mouth. And even that was compromised. I could barely speak above a whisper. My lungs were about to collapse and paralyzed. I was in hospital for many months. I was in a hospital bed for my own home for 2 years. See, my fingers still can't open up. 2 years I couldn't turn over on myself. 4 years in a wheelchair. Braces on both my legs, my hips to my ankles. That was progress. And today I walk. Thank God I can get up from the chair because I can push and move. And I walk with a 6.5-foot magic wand made for me by a Zen master. I still can't walk up a stair by myself or a curb. And I've helped 12 hours a day, days a week. But you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. And as this amazing woman is showing you right now, I'm going to fast forward on the story later. In the process of learning how to be ambulatory again, I learned again how to swim. It took years. We'll talk about that a little later. But suffice it to say that today, even though right now, since all the pools are closed, I'm not doing it. But over the course of years, I learned how to swim again, and I was swimming until March 8th of this year, 2 miles a day, 6 days a week. And I had accumulated 7,631 miles, Tamara. 7,000. That's swimming from Venice Beach, California, where I am, across to Hawaii, from Hawaii down to Fiji, and from Fiji to Sydney, Australia.
Wow.
I was paralyzed.
Yeah, right. And Barry, I'm so thrilled that we're actually sharing your story right now because it is so relevant to today, to the community that I serve also, because when someone says something medically, like, okay, you have this, you have that, this is what's going on, you have a couple choices that you can make. You can either believe it and you can say, okay, I'm just going to go with what they say, and there you go. Or you can say, okay, that's your opinion. However, I get to interact in this opinion also, and I am going to get myself through this. However that looks, I am going to figure out how to get through this. And today, on April the 27th, 2020, this message is so completely relevant because it is more than the medical issues now that many are facing. Many are facing the loss of their businesses, their jobs, their whatever it may be, and they're looking a little different. They're on hiatus, they're on leave, they're at school, at home. Parents are now teachers and principals. I mean, everything is a little different. However, it is what is going on here that's going to help us to get through this. That's why I was so thrilled to get you on today, to have you highlighted as the service hero during this period of time, because your message throughout the world, and you translate your message in all sorts of different languages, and so that everybody is included. Everybody can have the hope, and everybody can have the energy and the joy of something as simple as smiles. And that is a miracle in itself, because smiles made a huge difference in your life, right?
Absolutely. Listen to every word that Tamara is saying. I want to make mention of something. You know what PMS stands for? Well, you thought you did.
I thought I did.
Turn around
let's
because
hear it.
we love working. Remember, we uncover the secrets and the power of everyday words. So let's talk about health first, because you mentioned health is on everybody's mind. It used to be only wealth and then health, but health is number one today, right?
Yeah.
Health is a great acronym that stands for helping everyone achieve life through happiness.
I love it.
Helping everyone achieve life through happiness. And the beauty of that is what PMS stands for. Health is being healthy physically, mentally, spiritually. That's the new PMS. physical, mental, and spiritual health. Now, I want to make mention of two things that you spoke about, because when I was laying in bed as a bunch of protoplasm for years, not able to move, we'll talk about that. I'm going to ask everybody to do a little experiment tonight. Just using my mind to visualize and verbalize what it is I wanted to do with the situation I was in. I found out a phrase that for me became very important. Diagnosis is not destiny.
I love it.
Let me say it again.
Yes.
Diagnosis is not destiny. Any doctor, and it's called the white coat syndrome. And when they walk in the room, whether they be male or female, whatever color, it doesn't matter. They have a white coat on right away. Oh, well, if they speak, it must be true. Diagnosis is not destiny. Your mental condition, your heart, your mind is what changes everything. Mind stands for manifesting insightful noble deeds. You hear that? That's what your mind does, manifesting insightful, noble deeds. Because the 6 words that I want to share with everybody right now, if you internalize these and utilize these, they will make a difference in your life. Ready for these 6 words?
Mm-hmm.
Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. This show is all about Y-O-U, U-E-W-E, you. When you say, I make a difference in the world, I don't care if you're sitting in a wheelchair. I don't care if you're laying in a bed you can't move. I don't care if you're up and about and you're wheezing. Hello? As long as you're breathing and your mind is engaged, your heart is engaged, you're here to serve in the world. You hear that? To become a cog. A cog, people think of a cog. What's a little tiny item in a big machine? Just a cog, right? Well, if you think that way, you're missing out on seeing miracles in life every day, because a cog stands for channel of goodness, child of God. Everybody is a child of God, a channel of goodness. The machine doesn't work without you. We need you. Let me share with you what my 8-year-old niece asked me about 2 or 3 weeks ago. She said to Kim over, said, Mr. Uncle Barry, can we spell smile S-M-I-E-L? She said, smile, why not? I said, how come? She said, because then it would stand for see miracles in everyday life. Ah, out of the mouth of babes. Seeing miracles in everyday life. Because when you begin to think this way, and think, by the way, is an acronym. That's what I do. I like using words. Remember, unlocking the power and the secrets of everyday words. Think stands for to harmonize. To harness insightful neural connections. To harness insightful neural connections. When you begin to think a certain way, you create the kind of world we all want to live in, Tamara. Now, what does CREATE stands for? CREATE is an acronym.
You guys, you almost want to get your pencil and paper out, because this is good stuff.
Oh, by the way, should I mention my website, and if people want
we'll put all that in. Yes, we'll put it all in, and in fact,
because
Andrea,
they can find all of this is on the website. This is what we do. Barry Shore, thank God, has been blessed by the good Lord by being paralyzed. Barry Shore is blessed by the good Lord for no longer being fully paralyzed, just my foot bottom part, upper part. Look, you see, I move my arms. My hands don't work like they used to, but who cares? I'm here and I'm speaking and I'm interacting with some of the most beautiful, delicious, remarkable human beings on the planet. Her. You see her? Yeah. She's the channel of goodness. She's the cog. And the genius of all of this is you can find it all. www. Remember what www stands for? What a wonderful world. BarryShore.com, right? And CREATE is a wonderful acronym that stands for causing rethinking, enabling all to excel. Would you begin?
Are we frozen? looks like we're frozen. He, all right, he will be back. We will have him back in a few moments. I'm sure that it's just a matter of getting him. It's been interesting on the World Wide Web lately. And so let's see if this is resetting it new. Let's see. We'll just make sure that he comes right back. And in the meantime, I want to be able to share some of the images that I did pick because of the fact that I've actually been able to spend some time with this amazing man, and he has truly a joy of living, and he is called the Ambassador of Joy. And you can see right there, we're at an event, and you've got Renee and Ken and Andrea, Minnie, and let me bring him right back in. He's back, and now we see you. And thank you for just going with it, because it's been interesting lately. However, it works. We make it work. So
we make it work because
yes, and you had also sent me quite a few of the cards, and you had said that life has a purpose, and so I wanted to bring that one on.
Okay, this is so fundamental. Remember, we talked about the three fundamentals of life. Life has a purpose. When you're understanding that what you do matters in life, you have the purpose-driven life, then it doesn't matter what the physical circumstances are. And sometimes, by the way, they're very difficult to deal with. Oh, hello. We're talking about cancer. We're talking about paralysis. We're talking about loss of jobs. I'm in the midst of finishing writing, and then we're publishing very soon a book that is so relevant today that I'm only sorry that it's relevant. It was relevant anyway, but when I say the 4 words I'm about to say, everybody will say, yeah, because those 4 words are stress kills, joy heals. Stress. Now, let's understand something here. Stress kills, but joy heals. Let's take a look at the realities of life. Realities of life are that things called heart disease, obesity, anxiety, skin ailments, depression, insomnia, gastrointestinal problems. Wow. All of those things are real. They happen, but they come from the hub of something. They're all part of the wheel. The hub of it is stress.
Yeah.
Stress. You'll read that word. It's one of the most common words in any publication, online and offline, in the past 30 days. Stress, 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 stress. But let's take a look at something. Tamara, put on your seatbelt, kid. Because we're about
I'm moving on too. Okay.
Everybody else, do the same thing. Lean in and get ready. STRESS is an amazing acronym. It stands for Stomach Turning Reality, Enabling Self-Sabotage. That's the stomach turning reality. Cancer. Loss of job, divorce, everything, the world, stop, stress. Stomach turning reality, enabling self-sabotage. However, when you know that in life, choice, not chance, determines your destiny, stress can also be stomach turning reality, doesn't go away, enabling self-success. Because when you grab that bull by the horns and you say, I make a difference, I determine, choice, not chance, diagnosis is not destiny, health, helping everyone achieve life through happiness, physically, mentally, spiritually. It doesn't mean you walk around like this, everything's okay. No, that's an idiot. We're not idiots. We deal with what is, and we look it straight in the eye and say, I'm a human being. I choose to live in joy daily. And that's what I built my life on. The good Lord gave me an opportunity 15 plus years ago. He said, Mr. Shaw, I need your attention. Okay, dear Lord, how do you get your attention? I'm going to make you a quadriplegic. It's not what I check off. I checked off a different box. Sorry, kid. We decided over here that you got another one. So as a quadriplegic, I had time to think, remember think, to harness insightful neural connections, to become aware and to ask, okay, why? But I'll tell you a quick story. About 3-4 weeks in my first hospital stay, and they continually were picking me up and moving around, doing tests on me and trying to help me not be a quad anymore. And I was working with this one particular nurse 3 or 4 days in a row, male nurse, interesting enough, and he's wheeling me back to my room. I remember exactly, it was a Saturday and about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. How do I know that? Because it was late in the year and I could see the sun through the window that it was getting darker already. And he leaned down and he asked me, he said, Mr. Shore, can I ask you a personal question? Now, remember, my voice could barely speak. I said, yes. He said, look, I work, I'm a male nurse. I work specifically with people in situations like yours all the time. I have to ask you, how come you're not bitter and angry? I've never met anybody like you that's not bitter and angry. And I realized that Tamara, he was asking me the great existential question, which is, why me, God? Why did you do this to me?
Right. Well, and that is a huge question.
I wasn't asking that.
No. But most people do.
I was asking, dear Lord, I'm a regular guy. You made me with a quadriplegic. Why? I mean, what am I supposed to do? What's my purpose now? I'm on the journey. I'm here. And Tamara, when I did that, when I felt the purpose, I didn't know exactly what it was. I couldn't articulate it. I had already begun the Keep Smiling movement years before, interestingly enough. So that was a big help. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. That I experience greater calm and trust than I had in 55 years on the planet. I'm still complete. I'm still a quad. I can't move. Could I envision myself running on the beach years from now? I couldn't. I still can't do that. Can I walk on the beach with help? Yes. Wow. But that's more importantly, look what we're doing, Tamara. We are here channeling goodness into the world. Whether there are 4 people listening, 40,000 or 4 million, it doesn't matter. We're touching each other and we're helping each other. We're serving each other. When you begin to understand that we're here for service, then life has a purpose. You can go mad, you can go make a difference. You uncover and unlock the secrets and the power of everyday words and terms. May I share with people what I consider the 2 most important words that everybody and anybody should use. And if you do these consciously and conscientiously, from now forward for the rest of your life, these 2 words, and you do it 3 times a day, consciously, conscientiously, from now forward, you will make such a difference in the world that pandemic will become a thing of the past. Are you ready?
Ready.
Drum roll, fanfare. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because thank is a beautiful acronym. It stands for to harmonize and network kindness. To harmonize and network kindness. The Dalai Lama has been quoted as saying, and I've read in his writings, be kind whenever possible. And it's always possible. People go into the coffee shop and they order their fancy latte for $5.50, right? And someone brings it to you. You say, thank you. You walk into the coffee shop, you order your fancy latte for $5.50. You're sitting for a few minutes, nobody brings it to you. Go to the counter and say, oh, I'm sorry, we forgot, and we'll bring it to you later. A few more minutes go by and you're waiting and say, come on. And somebody brings it. Thank you. You're walking out of the coffee shop, it's raining out. Somebody holds the door open for you. Thank you. You're walking out of the coffee shop, it's raining out. Somebody slams the door on you. Thank you. You're driving on the freeway late for an appointment. Somebody cut you off. You say, thank you. You get up in the middle of the night, you stub your toe and it hurts. Thank you. when you can learn to say, train yourself, neuro-linguistic programming with your 50 billion brain cells and your trillion synapses to learn to say, thank you 3 times a day, consciously, conscientiously. And if I was everybody listening, I would say, Barry, sure, do you want me to write it down? Yes. Everybody, write it down. Every time you do this 3 times a day, I don't mean on your phone, write it down. Keep a little journal. I don't care if scraps of paper, write it down. Consciously, consciously, say 3 times a day, thank you. You make a difference. You change the world. You make it able for people to live healthy, wealthy, and wiser. Yeah, that's called joy heals. Stress kills. Joy heals.
And that beautiful, the whole thought of joy, because you're known as the ambassador of joy.
Yes, I've been dubbed that by an international magazine. They did a story on me and said, the headline, they said, what do you want for a title? I don't know. Ambassador of joy. That's who you are. It's not joy, it's joy. And on my podcast, it's called The Joy of Living. It's not the joy of living, it's the joy of living. And as we know, that famous song by YMCA, it's J-O-Y. J-O-Y. Oh, there he is. That's it.
There you are. Okay. And yes. And in fact, okay, so you're telling everybody, okay, have the joy of living 3 times a day. Say thank you. Write it down the old-fashioned way. I mean, let's get our pen and paper out, guys, and be writing these things down, because it's important for us to do that. Now, you said that you had already started. Oh, yes. There you go. Thank you. I love it. I love it. Thank you for being here. All right. So you had said that you had already started this Keep Smiling movement, and when this all happened. And so let's talk about, how did it grow like it has, and the whole evolution of now. You are the ambassador of joy. You're out there. You affect millions of people throughout the world. You have the Keep Smiling movement that's out there. You have the cards, all of it. How did all of this happen when here it started, and then you are, quote unquote, in a bed? Exactly. Keep smiling.
Okay, let's go back. And I've actually never done this before. Thanks, Tamara, you're so good. Did I tell you today how much I appreciate you?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you too.
Thank you. This is wonderful. Let's do a story, because that's what makes a difference in the world.
Yes. It
started with one card. I was sent in the mail a card. I'd say, let me see, what year we're in? We were in 2020. So it was about the middle of 2001, 19 plus years ago. Okay, plus minus. I got sent a card, and it was a paper card, just black printing on the front, Keep Smiling on the back of the Keep Smiling card, by the way, which, as Tamara has pointed out, we have them in 27 different languages. It talks about the value of a smile. And this information, The Value of a Smile, is in one of the most famous books that was ever printed and read throughout the world, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So on the front of this printed Keep Smiling, on the back is information from that book. And a friend of mine who's a rabbi in New York, can you imagine a rabbi in New York? It's like a oxymoron, right? A rabbi, a priest, and a minister walk into a bar. Okay, so he printed up a few of these cards, and he sent one to me because he knows me. A little note saying, I think you'd like this. Great. So I got the card, I looked at it, I said, that is really cool. That's just so cool. So I called him up, and I asked, I said, do you mind if I reprint this? And he laughed. He says, I've been expecting your phone call. So I went to nearby in our neighborhood. I know the printer. I've used this particular printer before. And when I said, Danny, how you doing? Show him the card. I said, I'd like to print 100 of these. So he looks, he tells me the price. I said, he told me, he said, by the way, if you print 1,000, it's going to cost you $5 more, $10 more. I said, okay, 1,000. So we printed 1,000. We're going to do 1,000. I printed 1,000. And when I went to pick them up, as I'm walking out of the printer, by the way, I had the cards. I had a few in my pocket. Walking out there, somebody's walking in. I said hello. The printer said hello. Remember, I'm fully capable, and though I was not paralyzed then. And I said, oh, by the way, are you having a good day or a great day? And the person looks at me and said, good day. I said, we're upgrading you. From now on, it's a great day. And I give him the new Keep Smiling card we just printed. And wow, that's pretty cool. And I said, would you please give that to somebody you love? He says, sure. I said, great. Now that you've given, you can receive. I gave him another one. And then he said to me, can I have a few more? I took my pocket. I gave him a few more, maybe 5, 4. Okay. That started the career. From that one card, we printed 1,000. Those 1,000 cards, Tamara, were gone. Now, this is me. I'm crazy. Everybody recognized I was this way even before. I was even more, maybe. Within less than 60 days, I ran through 1,000. Wow. But here's what's really interesting. It wasn't just I ran through 1,000. I had 4 people, friends of mine, who said, I want to become a distributor. Can you give me 100, 200? So I went back to Danny. I said, okay, Danny, let's print 5,000. He's not much more. Those 5,000 went within a few months. I said, okay, I'm ready for 10. And we just kept doing that until about 2 years later, we built a website. And you got to remember, this is 2003. So websites, there weren't tens of millions of them then. We had the dailysmile.com, a great website. A friend of mine built it. She contributed her time because she loved the gig. And now I went into Danny. I said, okay, Danny, I'm ready. I want to print 100,000.
Wow.
Anyway, that was real money also. We redesigned the card and made it a little better, and just because faster, better, cheaper, things get going. But suffice it to say, Tamara, within 11 months after printing 100,000, gone. And that started us on the career of the following. You ready? We had 3 requests. Hey, can I have it in Spanish? Yeah. Can I have it in French? Well, yeah. Can I have it in Hebrew? Okay, I'm Jewish, in case anybody didn't know that. Yeah. So instead of me going to Mr. Google or Dr. Google, whatever you want to call him, and do translation, which they would, was not as good as it is today. I said, no, I went to native speakers and asked translate. So whenever we do a card to this very day, whether it's in Arabic or it's in Indonesian or it's any language we work in, it's always done by a native speaker who feels and understands and tastes the language instead of just translating from a mechanical device. So these cards resonate. When you can show somebody a card in their own language, you know what they do? They smile. And I'm talking about even Russians. Yes, we have the card Russians. I say with a little bit of love and fun, because I had a Russian tell me, he says, this is not part of our national culture. and he did the following, went, little bit. He didn't go, yeah, he's not American. He's not me. But suffice this, that as of this moment, I want to bring Ken Roshan in a moment because he's the rocket ship. We have distributed just under 2 million Keep Smiling cards, all for free. Free, all for free. Now, these days, what we do is if somebody wants the physical cards, you go to the site and you'll find Keep Smiling on the Barry Shore site. You can order the cards. We have to pay a charge for postage just because you got to do it. Else, I've invested, thank God, a lot of money, but I just can't keep doing that. So what we did is 2 things. People gladly pay the postage fee. So we're sending out thousands of cards, thank God, every week now. But interesting enough, on the website, what we developed, again, by the same woman, her name is Renita Godsey. I call her God for short. She's so wonderful. she still donates her time and effort, and she's just wonderful. So she created the process whereby people go to the website through Barry Shore, the Keep Smiling tab, and send Keep Smiling cards around the world by email, free, all over the world, and not just the Keep Smiling, but all the messages that Tamara is showing here, like happy by choice and smile and be an asshole. We didn't no. So the real
okay. You want me to bring that one up? Okay.
yeah, but I wanted to just mention Ken. So
yes.
I think it's 3 years ago, plus minus. I was at a conference. I think it's called CEO Space. Something to do with CEOs and such. And I went there because the person who started it happened to be a friend from 40 years back. And while I'm there, I'm sitting at the table, and I'm talking with people, giving out cards, and a wonderful fellow walks by. Now, he has a hat on, but he's bald. I mean, he's bald. I'm bald because it went away. He's bald because he shaves it. Okay, fine. But this guy is passion incarnate.
Yeah.
And he also is one of the greatest photographers that walks the planet. And he is a great photographer, not because he's Ansel Adams, but because he's Ken Rochon. He captures people's being with a camera. That's quite a talent. So Ken walks by, and he stopped, and I gave him a Keep Smiling card. He stopped me. He said, I want to take your picture. Okay, people like taking my picture. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, fine. And he said, and he's kept taking my picture that day, and we lived 2 or 3 days. He said, I want to do something with this. This is not just a card. This is a message. This is a movement. This is a movement. Ken Rochon understood, more so than probably anybody that I've ever touched with the cards. I have, thank God, many hundreds of people. There's a woman in Israel, 88 years old, who's given out over 30,000 Keep Smiling cards. I mean, we've got people around the world that are just dedicated to channeling goodness. Ken understood that this is a movement that touches people where they live, in their heart, in their mind. It connects them, and it makes it a tummy-turning situation. So we produce this book. Now, the best thing about the book is not Keep Smiling, and it's not the smiley guy, and it's not even Ken Rochon's name, even though all those things are important. The key of this book is shift happens. Now, as I mentioned many times when I'm talking to people, unfortunately, people have a little bit of a problem. They drop the F when they say shift happens. That's the kind of stuff. That's how people tend to live. They really need to be about keep smiling. Life has purpose. Go mad. Go make a difference. Thank you, to harmonize and network, kindness, thank, to harness insightful neural connections, create, www, what a wonderful world. And when people hear it, they say, wow. Now, wow is one of the greatest acronyms you can ever learn, because wow, we all say it, jaw drop. What do you want to do with it? Wow stands for words of wisdom, words of wonder, because that's where we're living. The world we live in today is so interesting. And I don't mean interesting, gee, look what happened. We were in the top of the world. We had the best economy in the history of the United States, in the history of the world. People were living better, and they still do, than any time in the history of the world, Tamara. And all of a sudden, the Lord said, okay, I need you to be quadriplegic, world. What? Yes, I'm going to paralyze you. You're going to be paralyzed with fear, or you're going to be paralyzed and learn how to live through it and soar. Remember, stress, stomach turning reality, enabling self. You decide, is it sabotage or success? Fear. People know that people live with two basic emotions, fear and love. But fear has many acronyms. The one I prefer most is false expectations appearing real. They're not true. It's what you imagine. You're thinking shift without the F. And that's fear. It paralyzes. But we live in love. Love stands for living on vibrant energy. Living on the vibrational plane. When you live in love, It doesn't mean just walk around all the time like Barry Shaw with this funny shirt and you hug people, even though I do that. And we might not do that again for a while, but we'll do virtual hugs. Okay, we'll call them VUGs. No, it doesn't matter. You can do tugs, telephone hugs. I telephone hug people regularly. But understand that love is about vibration, peace, and happiness. We all know, Tamara, that we live with something called DNA, right?
Mhm,
DNA.
mhm. DNA.
Nuclear acid. Okay. DNA has four components, the ATCG. People know those, all textbook stuff, which I don't pretend to know. I don't want to necessarily understand all the science, but we know that this is what we found out. Every single human being on the planet, billions and billions alive, and all the billions that have preceded us, and all the billions that will come after us, all have four elements, four physical elements, four catalysts, ATCG, right?
Okay.
And on the physical plane, in the spiritual dimension, we also have four elements, and they are JHPL: joy, happiness, peace, and love.
Okay, let me bring that back up. I'm going to bring that one. I
Yeah,
love that.
because when
I
you
love this one.
when you
It's so
begin to
different
study,
from any of your others, and it just captures the joy.
joy. I mean, when you
Joy.
begin to recognize that this is our spiritual DNA, that these are essential elements everybody has. And remember, we live in the world of what I call the four P's. See my fingers? Up yours. In a good way. We'll talk about asshole in just a moment.
Okay.
P's: positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant. When you recognize and you can tap into access that in you, then you can live in joy, happiness, peace, and love, no matter what the situation. Again, just as a point, because you wanted me to mention this, on my site, I enable people to learn something. We have a free gift. The free gift is find out what color is your stress.
Ew.
Go to the website, www.whatawonderfulworld.barryshaw.com, and you'll see right there, stress kills, joy heals. What color is your stress? Take the free test. Find out what your color stress is right now during this period, and you'll sign up and give me your email. You get a detailed report on it, and you learn how you can reduce it, mitigate it, maybe even eliminate it. Wow, free, free, free. And then you can sign up also for the 11 strategies for living in joy daily. And these 11 strategies I have experienced, I've researched, I put my life's work into, because they bring about three things. They make you healthier, wealthier, and wiser. And as Jack Canfield quoted when I was on his show, he said, who doesn't want that? Healthier, wealthier, wiser, 11 strategies for living in joy daily. And you've heard a couple of them today. One of the strategies is SMILE, seeing miracles in life every day. Or as my 8-year-old niece says, seeing miracles in everyday life. Another strategy is keep smiling. Another strategy is be a good friend. Another strategy is get uncomfortable. Another strategy is no need to prove yourself. Don't take things personally. Don't complain. Don't blame. Especially don't complain. Don't blame. You're alive. If you're alive, Tamara, if you have breath, you're here to make a difference. You're here to serve. Look at this amazing woman in front of us. She started Chemo Buddies. She went through stuff. She knows what stuff is. Life. It's not here. Well, his friend said, life is a bowl of cherries. I always get the pits. Well, enjoy them and build things with them and make sure that you're always utilizing everything that's in your life, because it's choice, not chance, that determines your destiny. When you feel it and you live it and you know that you are a gift of God, and he or she wants you to flourish. Let me just read to you, or one of the cards. I didn't send it to you. My mistake. I should have probably, but let me see. But right there, yeah. Dream big. Everybody
I
ready
like
for
that.
this one?
Yeah.
Dream big. Dream stands for doing remarkable, exceptional, amazing manifestations. And big, this is what Tamara lives with. Big stands for believe in giving.
Mm.
The joy of living can be summed up in one word: giving.
Love it. I love it.
That's
I
who
love
you
it.
are. You're a
Well,
giver.
thank you. Well, thank you. So are you. Absolutely. Now, okay, I got to ask you about this one.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
bring
I'm
it
sure,
up.
ma'am.
Let me bring it up because this one is a little different than some of the others. Let me find it on my. Okay, here we go. Okay. So tell me about this one. This one kind of looks a little different
Okay,
than. Okay.
this comes with a story.
Okay.
Let me just see here. I had the privilege a couple of years ago of being in the same seminar, sharing a stage with a man named Jack Canfield. So people may know the name. Jack Canfield is known as the co-author of the most famous book series in the history of printing, called Chicken Soup for the Soul. 500 plus million copies. Only the Bible sells more. Okay. So
Yeah.
Jack is also, he's a master of enabling people to become their best self. He's a trainer and such. So he was speaking at the seminar. I was there to follow him. Tough act to follow, but I did it. Waited a few minutes. Now, as we're passing, he had to leave. So he said, shake my hand, took a picture, and waved me, wished me well. But in his talk, he always speaks about that when you want something, you got to ask for it. You got to ask for it. You got to constantly ask. You're not asking, then you don't really want something. And he ends up by saying it with a little smile on his face, and he has an impish grin, and he says, "Become an asshole." Everybody goes, okay, fine. Become an asshole. So I happen to love that. And I determined I love acronyms. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Remember, uncover and unlock the power and the secret of everyday words. So I determined I'm going to find something positive with asshole. So it says here on the front of the card, be an asshole and thrive. But you the back of the card. Oh, I'll read it to you. How's that?
Oh, here. Let me take this down and then make you big, and so that you can share it. Okay, there you go.
Ask stands for always seek kindness. And whole stands for helping others live exuberantly. Always seek kindness, helping others live exuberantly. Yeah, be an asshole and thrive.
I love it. That gets another one. Yes.
Let me leave you with two more things I may. I happen to love, as you heard probably during the show, I love four-letter words. I use four-letter words. I even use the four-letter FU, which I'm going to use just now because it's shock value. People, what did he say? So four-letter words that we use in our world of positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant are live, love, grow, life, free, help, whole, holy. Those are four-letter words. Use them. And the four-letter FU word, I use it because it's fun. Well, right away, there it is. Fun. FU, everybody. Capital N, capital N. Now, of course, people are writing down and sending it to you, Tamara, and they ask me all the time, but Barry, sure, fun is only spelled with three letters, but not in our world, the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. It's spelled FU, capital N, capital N. So remember, after the show, when you're going to see your family and your friends, and you're going to put a smile on your face, remember what smile stands for, and you're going to point your finger and say, F you, everybody. Remember to add right away, capital N, because like, where did you get that? He said, well, but I listened to Tamara, and then she had this crazy guy on, and he said, F you, everybody. But capital N, because you ain't having fun, people. You're not going to get to first base. You can't get the joy if you're not having fun. Life is here to be lived. Joy, happiness, peace, and love.
And before because we keep going and going and going, and you guys, don't you just love Barry? I want to bring up because you promised that we would talk about you going here with at towards the end. And I really want, because this right here, I love these images, you know, and I've got your picture with the face, you know, the up, because right there, that shows overcoming so much, and especially the organization and the movement that we have with Chemo Buddies, you know, it, we end up being the new normal, right? And it is an exciting place to be because we get to live new adventures. And so I wanted to keep that promise to everybody that we would round it around to the swimming.
Because you are a bountiful, beautiful, beloved, good-looking being. And remember, she's good-looking because she's always looking for and finding the good. By the way, this picture here with the, can you put that up just without my URL in front, just for the moment?
Yeah. Let me get rid of the URL.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just wanted people, if you could see my legs. So my legs are about as thick as most people's arms. But you know something? They hold me up. Doctors say, "Honey, you can't walk on those." I said, "Okay, fine, I'm doing it."
I love it. And that face right there says it all. Like, okay, I'm doing it.
And I swim. Now I have to put, oh yeah, you can see just under my bathing suit, I have these things called floaties. They are held on with Velcro, and I wear paddles on my hand, and I have goggles, of course, and I use a snorkel because I can't turn my head so easily and breathe and such. So, hey, but when I'm in the pool and I'm moving, I do, again, 2 miles a day, 6 days a week when I'm able to access a pool, I swim 100 minutes. It takes me 100 minutes now to swim 2 miles. It used to take me, don't ask, but 100 minutes now to swim 2 miles, and I don't stop. I'm moving for 100 minutes back and forth, and it's so exuberant. It's so wonderful, and I'm thanking the good Lord every moment. I also have a waterproof MP3 player, Tamara.
Wow, you're outfitted.
Waterproof MP3 player. I'm listening to uplifting music and ideas and thoughts, and even my own voice. Sometimes I record stuff just because I say, oh, I want to hear what I want to hear. So when you're moving, so you got to understand that food and exercise and smiling and living right, these is what's going to make a difference, not just for you, because that's what you care about. You care about you. Let's be right. Selfish. That's great. Now, there's two parts of self, by the way. There's a lower self and a higher self. You want to hear about this?
Yes. And then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to take, after we hear about that, I'm going to take myself down from the line, and I'm going to let you have a few moments without me here and just giving like a parting nugget, what it is that you really want everybody to remember, like wrap everything up with a nice bow so that they say, okay, wow, I get it. So yes.
How much do I have? About 2 minutes to do that?
We go a little over. It's not like I have to keep it in an hour.
So. 2 minutes. Okay. First of all, do we have any questions? You think, are there any questions we want to take?
Everybody is just saying that, thank you, being an amazing person. I appreciate you this day. And thank you for sharing the website. Okay. And yeah, no, I think that there hasn't been any questions yet. So I think that right now they're just enjoying. I mean, I haven't even gotten it. I usually get a lot more comments. I think they're just absolutely taking you in right now and enjoying your energy.
As long as they're enjoying it, that's all we care about. So
absolutely.
To take you to say at your word, my most fervent desire in life is that people, every single one of us, should recognize the essential human essence of ourselves, the positive, the purposeful, the powerful, the pleasant, and be able to touch and access that so that the blessing I'm about to give will become real for you. Again, by consciously and conscientiously thanking 3 times a day So my blessing for everybody watching, for those who will be watching, and those who will be watching for God willing years to come, go forth, live the blessing of life, spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference.
I love it. I love it. So as
For a hug, I need to give you a hug.
I
I'm
love
going to
it.
give you a hug.
Okay.
One,
Uh-huh.
2, 3. Yeah.
I love it. To you too. And as we close today, April the 27th, the year 2020, the Service Heroes Show, 365 Days of Awesome, celebrate success through service. Very sure you are a service hero that is making a difference throughout the world. You have touched and will continue to touch millions and billions of people with your message of hope through a smile and so much more. We have learned that love and a purpose-driven life will lead to an opportunity for us to serve others with saying thank you 3 times a day, remembering to write it down, and seeing how it doesn't only change your shift your life, it actually can shift the world. And that's exactly what you are doing and have been with your mission and your message and the inspiration that you give to so many. I just absolutely adore you and I'm so grateful to know you. Thank you for being here and sharing your story. There we go. It is a wrap, guys. Make it a great day. And for the Chemo Buddies, it's Magic Monday, so be there at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern in the closed group. We will be having a magical time with Ray Ann and Aaron. See you there, and see you guys tomorrow for another Service Hero story. Bye.